Up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time.
Down to the reading! Down to the reading!
What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What is up, everybody? How are we doing today? Good Lord. My hair is just straight bananas. I've turned into Jason, y'all. What's up, Oz? Good morning. Good to see you back here on the regular. Glad I was able to pop in. Good morning, MP. Pop into your show real quick yesterday. I think you were ending it. I don't know how long you went for or how that went, but good on you for doing it. I think you've done more before, but yeah, I was just we had just parked at my daughter's school, and I just popped in to say hello. Just jumped on to sell a comic, just the one. I think you got a decent price for it too, right? Like 150 or something like that. Apparently, I was voluntold that I am being a chaperone on a. Yeah, buddy, let's go. This school doesn't know what they sent me. Where are you going? Like, what's the trip? I've been on a couple of those. Um, the one that I is most memorable is we went up into like the mountains. This is when we were living at the beach town, and we went up into the mountains that are near our house, and we got to um do like a like learn about one of the wars. I don't know if it was the Civil War or which one. And there was even like reenactment, like where the kids got sides and stuff like that, and little thing like, and then there was like an apple pie stand or something like that. Some like, one of the world famous apple pies. I'm not really an apple pie guy, but yeah, may have a mimosas planned. All right. Is that kind of school? This good, man. Have fun, dude. Enjoy that stuff. It's a place called Storybook Land. Legit what you think. Boardwalk, carnival rides, and every storybook, overpriced food. Sounds like a blast. Yeah, for sure. Just like the normal stuff. Good. That's cool. That's very cool. Those are fun, man. Like, that's the epitome of change your perspective to and lean on your elders like me and David. Like I don't get to do that anymore with my kids. So enjoy it while you can. Like it seems like it's going to suck. And very well there are parts of it, you're in a bus or a room or a place that's very crowded with loud kids that aren't yours. Um, but shift your perspective a little bit, realize that you get to, not that you have to, that at some point you're not going to have those opportunities anymore. And then also one of the cool things is, and my wife has done a lot more of these, so she understands it more, is exactly what you just said. Getting to watch your kids interact with other people is a great thing. Is a very interesting thing. You don't always get to see that. I think you see it in sports a little bit, but or sorry, sports a good amount. But then again, they're doing an activity, so you're more watching what they're doing. What's up, David? Did the couch get new? Yeah, we just waxed them, dude. Um, good morning, good morning. It's going to be fun to watch kids interact with their friends. Well, both kids. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Oh, look at you. Look at you guys. That's freaking dope. That's dope, dude. Right? I didn't read the name. I just let it get banned. That's really cool. Both kids are going, and then you guys are both volunteering. And then like, the Pfeiffer family don't fuck around, y'all. Like, if you ever want to, I mean, honestly, dude, you should be running this show. Like, because I don't even know what I'm doing up here. This is shenanigans. Uh, MP's doing it, y'all. See, and that's again what makes me so happy to be here and be doing this because I get this information. I get to hear this life of this person that I would have never met um any way, shape, or form. And I'm rooting for him. I love it. We're not competing to tie in the reading way too early. We're only 7 minutes in. I should not be doing this. This is not what you guys signed up for. But MP and I aren't competing. We're rooting for each other. Dude's telling me I'm crushing it. I'm telling him he's crushing it. We got Dylan over here. Good morning, sir. Um, but yeah, that's good. That's so cool. I love that for you and your wife. The watching you guys is just amazing. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, good. We had a little divide and conquer situation yesterday, my wife and I. So we had Brooklyn had a open house slash before open house was like a multicultural event where the different kids from the school and their parents would from different cultures would bring in either some food or a costume like their I say costume but like their formal wear of their culture. And so they had tables where they had food set up or art or whatever. And then they also did like a fashion show for the there was only a few kids, but man, were those kids brave, and I enjoyed watching it. The audience, clapped and all that kind of stuff. It was good because you could tell that they were nervous. It wasn't a huge crowd, but still, it's pretty nervous to just walk on like, a catwalk in your uh I'm like struggling to find the word, your culture's attire. Um in front of your peers who've probably never seen you in these kinds of outfits. But yeah, it was really cool. And Brooklyn had a good time. She bounced around from table to table. She really liked this one table that was giving out like these little mini tacos. And her friend was there. It was part of his culture, so it was cool. She had a good time and hanging out with her friends. Got to see kind of like what we talked about for me, and like this where I'm just kind of like more in the observer role. So I sat back. Like at first I was like walking around with her and I was like, I'm not getting engaged with. She just wants to be in like her little clique of friends as a teenager. And that's just where we're at in our parent child journey right now. So then I took a seat where I could see her and I just kind of watched her and it's neat. I like it. Uh thank you. Thank you, David. Got you. Learn so much from you on the couch and how to be a better listener to my kiddos and wife. You're making oh, oh, you're so sweet, sir. Thank you. No, but seriously, like I mean, that's where we're going with the reading today. That's where we're going. Um, was that Stoic reading today too, or was that yesterday? Both of the readings for me are kind of like reminders to myself to like not just be more mindful of what your time is. Like you're in, I know Ryan used to talk about it as a season. You're in the season of life where your kids are at that age and they're constantly growing, they're constantly changing, and they're easily gonna be out of it way quicker than you expect. And if you're really not paying attention and you're really not mindful to it, it can easily slip away very, very easily. And I have that, I learned that lesson the hard way with my firstborn. But that was my situation, it was early in my life, early in my relationship with my wife. We had a kid. And well, I had to grow up overnight, like go from just a kid myself to having a kid. So I've definitely learned a lot, and that's the way I learned. I learned through the mistakes for sure. The mistakes and the failures. Someone said it the other day. Um, something like failure is growth. I think I just on a podcast or something along that line. Like if you're not failing, like you're not growing. But we all know that. We all know that here. So yeah, yesterday was, you know, we did the daily dad thing here. This is excellent. This is awesome. Got off the chat, went through, did some delayed text messages and got some stuff going, set some stuff up for the day, confirmed my meeting, which was late. Yep, right now we're in the season of boys wanting to help me with every project, teaching me so much patience and understanding. Sometimes I get stuck in work mode for the home projects. Yeah, learning not everyone works the way you do is like a really, really difficult one for a lot of people, for sure. You never fail, you start the next day with experience. Look at this guy, always a good reframe. Um, However, they should. They'll get there. They'll get there. I there's actually a part of my notes yesterday where I tried to do this with my wife actually, um, a little, but you should. Situation happened. So work was chill. We got a progress almost. Actually, today we finished the backyard remodel, so I'm helping to put together a little slideshow of how that happened. Super cool transition for this family. Like it was a house I built back in 2020, and we went through like all the layouts and everything, but you can never get things like right or perfect. So in the last 6 years that they've been using the house, they've realized that they needed a little bit more space around their pool, a little less green, a little less grass, like a little bit more patio. So we just did a little extension, pretty simple, and it turned out great. They love it. They're super happy. So we finished that today. I struggle with feeling guilty about wanting to spend time for me because their schedule is so busy. So I see my wife and I almost battle to get our alone time. Okay, that was like that's prevalent in my writing this week in the Stoicism journal. So 100%, like that was what I wrote this morning too. Is um the struggle, the push and pull, the constant like balance or imbalance of, like the three aspects of my life: the career, so the work, the me time, this being some of that, and my family time. And I'm grouping in my wife and kids. In reality, they should be separate. Spouse time should be its own category. So we can call four categories. But yeah, it is tough. Every moment, like I have a note in here, like right now, I don't have anything down the pipeline. So I am relatively good for the next couple of months, but I definitely need to lock in and start finding some more work. But that's going to come at a cost, against my family time or against my me time or a little bit of both. So it is tough. It is not easy at all. MP, I need more patience to take the 20 minutes to explain, supervise when I know. Yes, that is a thing too. Every time I think about hiring someone to like help me, I am like, I'm gonna spend like 20 minutes teaching you. You're gonna do it wrong, and I'm going to have to fix it. When I could have just done it all for 5 minutes. I'm just hoping that it's only the case. Yeah. I I can tell you, but like you have to learn it for yourself, right? It is definitely the case because they're so little. You do get more freedom as they get older. So my oldest is turning 18 in less than 2 months, and then my middle is 13, and our youngest is 7. So we are all hands on deck for the 7-year-old, but the girls, the older ones, they are pretty close to autopilot right now. They can handle just about everything. They still ask for tons, uh, but that frees you so much. I know you have 3, and I think you said your oldest is 10, just turned 10, right? So you're still in the thick of it, and you're closer together. So there's all the goods and bads with that. Like you'll get out of it quicker, My wife and I are like on like a 20 something, 20, 30-year journey or whatever you want to call it because of the age gap. I told my wife this morning, it's her and I for 80 plus years. Yeah, there you go. It's a it's a it's a weird way to look at it, but it's true. And if you follow Gary enough, and if you look at your life, like I was reflecting on my life with our friends the other day, because all they're all really close to turning 40, and I've been 40 for a couple years now, and you're seeing, like, especially in my wife and the other wife, the, "Oh, no, I'm 40," like, that kinda thing, and I'm like, "Dude, 40's been, like, the best 2, 3 years of my life," and it's just because, where we're at in our life, everything's kind of changing into a different season, and it's just been great. And so yeah, that is true. You have your wife throughout these years as like your ride or die partner, going through all the struggles and ups and downs with you, balance learning how to balance her time as well as yours. And then once the kids move on into their adult lives, then it's like the world's your oyster again, you know? That's what I'm looking at right now. One like corner of my eye kind of like, yeah, honey, what are we gonna do like when they leave? Like, so it's a good thing to keep in mind for sure. And then just laying the groundwork, making sure you're not making any, like you definitely can't just be, okay, I got you for 80 years after the kids are done. So I'm just gonna ignore you for 20. Like, so you still have to be mindful of that. You got to make it through the 20 to get to that other part. So, um, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Other than not being able to see it up close anymore, for yeah, the glasses are here, man. That they're here for a reason. I got to be able to read this text. If I take them off, everything gets a little blurry. Um, yeah, it's a cool stage of life. It's a cool stage of life. Like you've been through enough to appreciate, and there's still so much more to go. Yeah, I love it. What do we got? Oh, the lesson. Oh, I think MP left us, but it's fine. It's okay. He watches the replays notoriously. He was talking about teaching and how what a struggle it is for the kids. So my wife and I, like, she's been tired this week, right? Like late nights, early mornings, that kind of stuff. That's one reason for sure. Hey, he is here. That's one reason for sure why I take the Fridays off, so I can lend a little bit more support as much as possible in 3 days of the week instead of just two. So I got home early yesterday, and she's like, "I'm so tired." And I'm like, "Well, let's take a nap. I'm tired too." And she's like, "I can't nap. Like, I don't understand how you do it. You lay down, you close your eyes, 5 minutes later, you're snoring." And I'm like, "Well, let me teach you." I went through all the things, like turn your phone on silent, put some background noise on, lay down, close your eyes, box breathing, let the thoughts come into your head, but release them. Like you're gonna think about, this pickup or this kid thing, like just release it. She's like, "Well, what if I forget about it?" I'm like, "Don't worry, you'll remember it, or it'll just like it'll work itself out." Needless to say, she didn't nap, but I fell asleep. And it was great. I love a good midday nap. I don't know about you guys, but if you can get them in, they're great. But it was just like a funny interaction because I would say something and I'd be like, "Oh, and once you get to like the professional level, you could do full box breathing. But for right now, just focus on your breath." And she's like, "What's full box breathing?" I explained it to her. She's like, "You're crazy." And I'm like, "No, seriously, when you get to the expert level, you'll be able to nap on a crowded beach in the middle of a workday," which I have done, by the way. So, look, it takes a special kind. But that's because that's my focus right now, or was my focus then, is like being able to get myself into like a completely relaxed meditative state so that I could recover from a hectic work day or some crazy kid life stuff on the weekends. Like I do it in the in the middle of the day on a Saturday. I just be like, you know what, you guys are too much right now. Dad needs a break. Just give me 30 minutes. Put a 30-minute timer on. Knock the f out in the guest bedroom, and then I'm good to go for a couple more hours. So that was the lesson I taught my wife yesterday. Let's check the note page because we are running. We are running. You guys are running. I'm running. Guys, Brooklyn, I don't know what to do with this girl, you guys. This is a tough one. I got I got downloaded on some stuff that's been going on, and Brooklyn's new friend that she found after the drama with her old friend, her new friend has exploded into like drama like we've never seen before. So at some point, you got to go for the what's the common denominator? The common denominator is my daughter. But man, my wife assures me that she's read every text and that while Brooklyn is feeding into it and like keeping the conversation going, she's definitely not being as like vulgar and as mean and as antagonizing as the other girl. So, and it was pretty bad. Like some stuff that would not want your 13-year-old writing or reading. So, we did stress to Brooklyn that she needs to report it to her teacher and the principal and all that kind of stuff. So, unfortunately, we are back in one of those loops again. She seems okay. Not as bad as it was last time. I think because this is a new friend, like that she just found out of nowhere. But yeah, espresso nap. Drink it before the 30-minute nap. It kicks in. Extra boost and out of a rough crash. Oh man. That sounds dangerous. Oh, but to each their own, my friend. So yeah, that was Brooklyn. It is what it is, man. The parenting is not easy at all. Speaking of parenting, we gotta close this half of the page. We gotta get to this reading, guys, which we talked about in the beginning. Competing. The reading's about competing. Don't compete with other people. Don't compete with who has the nicest car, the nicest house, the best clothes, the best job, the biggest finances. Biggest one for us is probably travel and trips, like like all the cool places you see people going on the socials and wanting to go there themselves. And like, why do we just get to go here, that kind of stuff. Um, Proper cadence on your. Oh man. Um, you know, compete compete competition's good, but compete with yourself. Compete with what your parents gave you. Compete with how you performed as a parent last year, or teach your kids how to compete with themselves, how they performed as a student or an athlete or a friend last year. Like we should all be up leveling, right? We should all be growing. We should all be trying to get 1% better. Uh, and we term that in a competition against our past selves, our current selves, and how we're going to become a better human. So I love that. We know that here. We're all about that growth mindset. That's why we're here. And then we just got to figure out how to translate that to our kids, and making sure that when they're coming home with a project, or they're in a sport, that their focus is going to be the competition on the other kids, because what other choice do they have? They're in a room with the other kids doing the same thing as the other kids, so of course they're going to look at the other kids paper and be like, oh dang, their art is so much better than mine, or their handwriting so much better than mine. And then we just need to turn it around and reframe it, and just maybe bring out some of the old art from last year, or the old handwriting, and just say, look at this improvement. That's all I ask of you. That's all I want. I don't care if you're the best in the class, the worst in the class, or just happily in the middle. I just want you to be better uh, every year, getting getting better, getting growing, and at your own pace. We are dealing with the oldest teaching teacher wanting all the boys to stop playing catch and football at recess. Apparently, a kid got injured. However, it's like a double-edged sword. Yeah, it's great that they're doing that. It's great that they're not, just like sitting around talking shit to each other, messing with other kids. Like it's pretty good. I wonder why they want them to stop. Like hitting people on accident, or is it like creating like a whole thing? It's weird. That's strange. Yes, I don't want anyone getting hurt, but at the same time, these young boys need to create some sort of competition or oh, okay, so there's a competition thing. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, oh, they definitely need to release their energy. I mean, that's the whole point of recess. Give the teachers a break to reset the classroom and reset themselves. Maybe take like a quick little espresso nap, like Dylan mentioned, um, and then let the kids kind of run it out for sure. Like I wouldn't see a problem with playing catch and football. Oh, more fun. Okay, so and then competition with us, taking it down a notch that we're not competing and focusing more on the stuff that we want to focus on, which is having more fun with our kids, being more present, creating the interactions that we want between us and them to help model and mold for them. So, phone down, for me, this is how I am. I don't feel like I compete very much with parents. I feel like I don't even pay attention to other parents and other kids. I'm very aware of people. I am a people watcher, but my main focus is just seeing what my kids are doing, keeping my phone out of my hands as much as possible. I'm definitely one where my phone is devoid. Like I always ask my wife, I'm like, can you send that picture and video to me? Because she's the photo taker and I'm not. So I don't know. I think I'm okay on this, but it's always great to have a good reminder. And then let's do a little stoic lesson for the day. So the stoic lesson for the day is I wish I could like have this, like maybe there would be fine. I don't want you guys to see it. I definitely don't want my arm holding up. Well being lies in our actions. Yeah, pretty similar. Not goals, recognition, or stuff out of our control. The action is the prize, right? The being present. The not the credit, not the attaboys, not all that, but just being in the moment, getting to enjoy the interactions in life with our friends, with our coworkers, all that kind of stuff. It's a good Stoic lesson. You guys should pick up the book. Promise you, you won't be disappointed. I work to the best version of myself. I do not hide behind a facade like some kids and parents I witness. True. Yeah, true. Everybody's doing it a little bit different. Who are we to say one way is right, one way is wrong? But that's definitely been for me the biggest benefit of this book and these other books that I've been into. I'm really enjoying these like self-help growth books because it really does give me like that kind of perspective of just focusing on the best version of myself, realizing, how maybe over the years I wasn't doing as good of a job, although I felt like I was, crushing it at life. This is just like a whole another level, like learning all this stuff and being surrounded by people doing the same and watching and rooting for them as opposed to competing with them and seeing that there's just more out there. There's just like there's more there's a deeper way you can enjoy life and what we have to, or rather get to, experience and do as people. Love it. Love you guys. Thank you so much. We hit the 30 minutes with ease. Thank you. for coming out. I'm guessing by the fact that MP is going to be on a field trip, I won't have him as a special reoccurring guest. So if someone wants to take his place tomorrow, David, Oz, Dylan, anybody, PSA, go to the snow sleds on Marketplace, right? Don't wait until the months before winter to pick up your snow gear. Do it now. Everything's on the cheap. The snow is gone because everybody needs to refund some money and buy their beach stuff. Bang a gong, make it great 18. Yeah, everybody have a great Thursday. I'll be back here tomorrow, well, in my garage. But appreciate you all for hanging out and all that other don't like or subscribe to any of this shit. Um, see y'all. Little fucking knucklehead.
What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up.